Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is SirEpicorn, and today I am bringing you back with another goddamn video. So, I literally just filmed another one like 5 seconds ago, and I'm so awkward. I can't continuously say something without like going, oh, wow. It's like, it's a problem, but I'm gonna put it out there now. So, yeah, I'm going to put it out there that my family decided, what time is it now? 7:30. They decided, ooh, it's 7:30. Let's start singing. Well, it wasn't. They started at 7. So, you know, they've been going on for about half an hour. They're doing karaoke downstairs. So, you know, that is just a banging time. Like, I'm so happy for them. I'm really not, like... The one time I decided to film a video, I film a video usually in the evenings every time. But like this one time they decide, oh, let's do karaoke, and like now I feel like you guys can probably hear it, and it's it's a lot. So I am thoroughly sorry if you do hear them sing. Like it's really bad. Just giving you a heads up, like if you do pick up something, it's bad. There's nothing to look forward to when you hear it. I am like so embarrassed and disappointed, but I'm not really embarrassed. Like, good for them, they're having fun, you know, but it was just a bad time, and yeah, it was a bad time. So basically, I decided to tackle the 8 sim starter challenge, and you know, I swear to God, like I've spent more time trying to film this voiceover than I spent building this build. So yeah, that says a lot, considering I take ages building, but I feel like this video is this build is quicker considering the size. I feel like it's a bit bigger because, you know, I had a budget, and it was rough. Like, to say it was rough is an understatement, to be honest. Like, it was a hard time. Like, it was bad. Because, like, I'm a very cluttered builder. Like, I like to clutter things. I just feel like it makes the room look more full, and it just makes it feel more homely. But, you know, I couldn't afford it. Like, the amount of things I didn't, like, realize, because, like, when I was building, I had to take in consideration, like, the prices of everything. And, like, literally, like, to get, like, Parenthood, I tried to use Parenthood pack a lot because it's an 8 sim family. So, I mean, like, it's a big family. So, like, just to get, like, the cluttered thing that you put on the floor, like, you probably know what it is. It's, like, a bag and a t-shirt and stuff, and, like, books and stuff, like, all in, like, a scattered around area. And that's, like, over 200 simoleons. It's, like, why am I paying for junk on my floor? Like, I would add it normally if I wasn't on a budget, but you know, I tried to add it, and then I realized, like, wow, that's like way too expensive. So I didn't, and I was very upset about it because, like, it would have worked so well. And like, a part of me thought I should just like not do the budget and then just make it normal house. But then it's like, well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of this video. Like, I wanted to do a challenge, and it was a challenge. And you can tell because near the end, like, it slowly just got barer and barer, the rooms. Like, okay, so I'm just going to explain to you the family now. I'm going to slow down a bit because I feel like I've done this so many times. I feel like I need to speed it up. But, you know, I'm going to be here for 20 minutes, so I might as well just, like, take it slow. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I can hear this, and it's so loud. And if you can hear this, I'm sorry. So anyway, the family... So they call them Morgan family. Me and my friend Hannah decided to make them. So yeah, basically their idea is there is a mother, and her name is Andrea. And not to be racist, but she is white AF. She's like kind of given up with life because I feel like she's very family orientated, and she's always wanted to have children. But then she's never really found the right person. And then basically she got with a guy, and their relationship went really too quickly. Like, they got married within like the first year that they met. And that was a bad decision on their half because they didn't really get to know each other fully. I'm just kind of making this up. Well, that's what you kind of do. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm not going to redo this either, so it's going to be very awkward, and I apologize. So basically, she gets with this guy, she gets married, it's a broken relationship, they end up divorcing, but she got pregnant with him, so she was left divorced with a baby inside of her, and then basically she found this girl, and her name was Christina, and basically Christina, I don't want to be racist, because I feel like people get triggered really easily on the internet, and she's not white. Let's just say that she's not white. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. She's not white. She was 16 and pregnant, so she kind of has a rough background as well. But like her parents are quite supportive of her either way. So she was 16 and pregnant, and she had a daughter named Justine. So Justine is now a teenager, and then she got Christina got with Andrea, and Andrea had her child, and then they named it Michael. And then Christina's parents moved in because they're quite family orientated, so her parents are called Raphael and Reina, so they live with them too. And then also Andrea got pregnant, because I don't really know exactly how it works, but I feel like no, there is a way, like they can both, like they can have a child together, but like obviously they don't have the sperm, so you know, they have to go to a sperm donator bank or whatever, and I feel like they can, I think this is the thing, they like fuse the eggs together, and then the sperm like the sperm does something, and you know they make a child that way. So basically the child is like, they're both their children, but you know Andrea is carrying it, and it turns out that they're twins and they're baby boys, so they share a room. They're going to share a room with Michael, so you can see that when as the build goes on. So yeah, that's that. If you want to download the family, or you're like really like, you know, involved, you feel like you're already like, what's the word? I don't know. If you want to download this family, you can check out my friend's Origin, because her gallery Origin, because she uploaded it there. So she uploaded there under the name Nimbus Sims. I think it's Nimbus Sims 17. But you know, I'm not 100% sure, so if you really want to download it, then it'll be in the description anyway. And then also her Twitter will be there too if you want to stalk her. So, you know, if you really want to stalk her, you know, her Twitter's there to be stalked. And then also if you want to download this house, then that will also be on the gallery. And you know, my Origin ID is SirEpicorn. You already know that, because like that's my name on all platforms really. And if you don't know that, well, now you do. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story, because I feel like I've already spoken about this build for 8 minutes, and that's a record. Like last time it took me, like the previous times it took me 4 minutes, it took me 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, but never 8 minutes. So you know, that's a record. So yeah, I'm just gonna tell you a story. I need to be a bit quicker now because I have less time, but you know. So yeah. So the story is, I was at my friend's house. I'm not going to name any names. So, I'm not going to name any names, basically. But I was with a group, I was in a group, you know, of 50 people, because I'm really popular. Like, I am unbelievably popular. Like, there wasn't enough room in the house. Like, it was just a lot. No, it was a small group of 5 people. And my friend's sister also had her friend over. And her friends, she had a brother, and her brother was just kind of there. I don't know why, but you know, he was there. And he's kind of in the same age group as us, like he's 14. So, well, we're all like 15, and like they're nearly 16, but you know. He was 14, and he basically kind of hung around us, but he was like very awkward about it, and he stayed quite quiet. But, you know, we kind of just ignored him. Well, there's not much you can do in that situation, considering, like, he wasn't saying anything. But that sounds kind of bad, like, when I think about it now. Like, oh, yeah, we just ignored him. But basically, he didn't say much. And then near the end of the kind of, like hanging out experience, I don't know, he asked us, like, if we had Snapchat. And none of my friends really have social media, so I said I did because I felt bad for him. And you know, my friend did too. Oh my god, I nearly said his name. I said his name last time, so I had to redo it. But, you know, I nearly said his name. I just got away with it. So basically, he had Snapchat, but he didn't say it, so I just said it because I felt bad. And he added me on Snapchat, and then I was like, okay, well, like, what's the worst thing to do? I can no longer speak English. He said, what do you have? No, what? What am I talking about? I didn't care because, like, I don't, like, it doesn't really bother me that someone has my Snapchat. Like, what's the worst they could do? So then, like, a week later, he hadn't messaged me at all. And then he suddenly messaged me, just like casual conversation. And like we had a lot of interest, like we liked a lot of things. So, you know, we kind of were talking for a while. And it was like good, like we were joking and stuff, like it was fun. Like, that's so dumb for me to say, but you know, it was like, it wasn't a bad experience, like friendship or whatever. And then Halloween was coming up. And there's this thing in our town called Paranoia, which is basically where they have an asylum kind of thing. And like loads of people like run at you and jump at you and like, it's like a terror kind of thing. And I kind of wanted to go, but like my friends didn't want to go. So I was like, well, I'm not going to go then. And then he said he wanted to go. So then he asked me. And I was like, yeah, sure. Which is a bad move on my part now because like I hadn't hung out with him at all. So like I was very nervous. So we met up at my shopping centre, at like the local shopping centre, and I had to walk down for like, it took me like half an hour, which wasn't that bad. Like I wasn't bothered by it, but it was just dumb because when we met, we walked all the way back because he wanted to go to a Chinese restaurant, and we walked all the way back. So I could have just met him at the Chinese restaurant, which was 10 minutes away, instead of walking half an hour to say that we're going to go back somewhere. So I basically was walking for nearly an hour for no reason. So, you know, I could have just met him there, but I'm fine. I'm totally fine about it. Yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm not fine. I'm still salty. So we met there and it was very awkward. Like, I was kind of having a breakdown. Like, I didn't really want to do it. And it was just like, but I felt bad because I already said yes. And I was kind of having a breakdown. Oh my god, I'm sorry if you can hear this. It's very loud. The karaoke, that's what I'm talking about. So I was like messaging my friend Louise because Hannah wasn't responding to me because she's, you know, she's a terrible friend. But, you know, Louise had my back. If you don't know who Louise is, she's also another friend of mine. I'm sure she's fine with me saying her name because, like, I have nothing bad to say about her. But she was being nice and like trying to calm me down, and then basically we met and it was very awkward. And at that point, I don't want to be mean, but I really did not like him. Like there was nothing wrong with him. It's just personally he was just a lot. Like he's the kind of person that just wouldn't let you talk. Like he would just keep talking, and the only response I could fit in was yeah. So it was very like awkward, I guess you could say, because like I wanted to tell a story and then I'd be in the middle of the story and then he'd like interrupt me and just talk about something else. Like I was saying a story, right, and he would be like, oh, do you have Netflix? Or like, oh, what's your favorite YouTuber? And I'd be like, well, what's the point of me telling you this story if you're not even gonna listen? Like it's just annoying. Like my worst pet peeve is people who don't listen. So that's why I like YouTube, because I don't get a response, so I could just talk forever and you know, no one can interrupt me. So that's great, isn't it? I have a problem, but you know, just gonna yeah. So basically he wouldn't listen to me, and it was annoying me at one point. Like at the start I was like, okay, well that's just who he is. And I literally couldn't say anything. So then he would just be talking, but then like eventually he ran out of what to say, because like obviously if he's just gonna keep talking, like he's gonna run out of something to say like straight away. And I didn't really want to talk back because like anytime I tried to say something he'd interrupt me. So it was just very awkward. So we were sitting in this restaurant, right, and loads of people were walking past us. Like we sat in the front, like front window, so everyone could see us. And it was like bad because it was Halloween, so everyone could see us. Sorry, I probably didn't explain this, but we went to a restaurant before we went to Paranoia because his mum was going to drop us there, because he couldn't really walk there. But yeah, I thought I'd just inform you so you knew like what was exactly going on. So people were walking past us because it was Halloween, you know, it's like one of the busiest times. So yeah, it was very not a very good experience. And not many people liked him, apparently. He said this. Like I felt bad for him at that stage because he said not many people liked him, and loads of people were like walking by and shouting things, which was mean. But like I had I wasn't just not liking him because I didn't like him. Like he was just a person I didn't really like as a person. Like he wouldn't be a person I'd hang around with. Like, you know, I've said like about 50 times there. I repeat so many words and so many times in one span, and it's a problem. But that's another thing. That's another day. That's another story to talk about another day. So yeah, me and him, it was very awkward, and I was like sitting in this restaurant and I was like, oh my god, I did not, because he said, oh, we have 2 more hours until my mum drops us there. So I'm like, oh my god, I have to sit with him for 2 more hours just to go to this thing. I was like, it's not worth it. Because then he also said like, oh yeah, so when we finish this, my mum won't be able to drop you home. So would you be able to get picked up? And I was like, yeah, but like I knew I wasn't able to because my mum was gonna go out with because there was fireworks in the town as well, and she was gonna go out and watch those. So I had no ride home. So I was also thinking about that. So I went to the toilet and I was like, oh, I really need to go toilet. But I didn't. That's a nasty lie, isn't it? And I called my mom and was like, I don't want to be here. So basically my mom was like, okay, well, I'll pick you up. And I didn't know what to do because like I was standing in the bathroom for about 10 minutes trying to figure out like what do I say, because like I'm a very awkward person, and like I'm all right, but like when I have a reason to like say something or whatever, like that doesn't really make sense. But yeah, and I just was like worried because like I knew I was gonna mess up, and I felt bad for like kind of like bailing on him. So then I just went back and pretended like nothing happened. And it was so awkward because we were just kind of sitting there silently, and he'd just like say something occasionally. And then I saw my mum drive past, and I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And she was like, I hope she comes into the shop and like tells me to come out with her or something like that. So I was sitting there for another 10 minutes. I was like, please come in. And she didn't. And then all of a sudden I heard a ringtone, and I was like, yes, this was like my victory moment. My mom called me and she's like, where are you? Because like I think she assumed like I was just gonna walk out straight away as soon as I saw her, but I needed like an excuse. So I was like, oh, my mum's calling me, and I went to go answer it. And I got back because like she was basically just saying I'm outside. And I got back and I was like, oh no, oh, I really have to go. My mum's outside. Oh, I don't know why. I just have to go. And then he kind of seemed cool about it. Like he was like, it's G. Like I don't mean to be mean, but like, you know those kind of people, like when you text things, you say like, haha, lol, or like, you know, like it's G instead of it's good or whatever. He said that in person. Like he'd be like, because I was like, oh, I'm a bit nervous because like I'm an awkward person, and he was like, it's G, and I'm like, oh, and then he'd be like OMG, and I'm like, oh, like it's just not my scene, you know. It's not the kind of person I'd hang around with. And I know that sounds kind of mean, but like I'm sorry, that's just who I am. I don't like people like that. So yeah, that's my bad experience. That's my traumatic experience. Like it's very awkward though because I left him and I felt bad, but like we were gonna have to go with his sister as well, so that would have been awkward. So at least he had someone to go with in the end. So yeah, that's my story. Another thing is that he hasn't messaged me since then, and that was like a week ago, so probably like really affected him. That's actually really bad. Anyway, I'm just gonna end the video now because it's coming to the end. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to download it, then you can go on my gallery, and you could also go on my friend's gallery to download the family. So yeah, I will see you guys on Wednesday, I'm assuming. So yeah, bye guys.